Hello everyone, I am back once again, and today we're going to be showcasing week 5 of the PAC League. Now, my opponent for this match is going to be, I believe, Blattle, representing the Helgen Hydreigons. And this time around, we're actually going to be using the live competition method, which is basically the method I prefer to get Wi-Fi matches. Because while it is a little obnoxious to have to schedule the matches, to get the matches started and whatnot, given that it's a draft league, it is appropriate for me to actually use this method, as opposed to if I were to do, like, say, a standalone Wi-Fi match. So the fact that we're actually doing this with the live competition method right here, as opposed to LAN mode, is actually really great, because that allows me to change the battle music now. This is going to be the first time I actually host, because basically every match that happens with the live competition method, I'm the one that basically has to host it, which thankfully it's a lot easier than in LAN mode, because if I were to host in LAN mode, there'd be a lot more complications, trust me. So yeah, but because this method is a lot more official, I guess, is why it's a lot more easier to host. So because of that, I actually, got the hang of it and understood which rules I needed to use in order to actually, make the battle, with a chess timer and with the mon set to level 50 and not level 100 like I did for last week. So yeah, and let me see if there's anything else to say. Yeah, no. So this is basically my first attempt, and this is my first successful attempt at using the live competition method, because honestly, if it allows me to change the battle music, then I'm all for it. Obviously, you all know that already, but I think it's important for me to repeat it, honestly. I'll be honest with you, if Scarlet Violet actually brings back the 20-minute timer for Wi-Fi matches, I kind of hope that they bring back the chess timer as well, because if they don't, then that might just kill Wi-Fi matches yet again. So yeah, but anyways, so my opponent is Blattle once again, and this is his team. Obviously, as you can see, it's devastating once again, because he has an Azumarill, which can set up a I forgot what this, Terrakion. That thing just hits hard all around. Registeel never dies, obviously, and gets to set up hazards in the process. Blacephalon can just hit really hard too, and it's pretty fast. I don't remember the base speed for that mon though, so that could be a rip me and a half. So Latias also can hit hard, and it's also really fast. And the final one is the Galarian Weezing, which, being a fairy and a poison type, can be a little bit obnoxious, especially considering the majority of my team is actually physical attacking. But we shall see what we're gonna do. So from the looks of it, I'm gonna actually lead with the Raikou, and probably Volt Switch, because from the looks of it, his team doesn't seem to have any Volt Switch immunity. So pivoting around would be kind of fun, actually. Maybe I can do the Tesla Mouse special again. Jeez, I was gonna say Tesla Mouse special. What's even that? That's not even a term, honestly. But anyways, let's see. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna lead with the Raikou, but I believe he leads with Latios. Yeah, it's Latios. Yeah, okay. So Latios it is. So depending on the set of this Latios, this could very well be a bad matchup for me. If it's Scarf, it'll most likely go for Draco Meteor, which means I might take a lot of damage, even though I am AV. But, the less damage I take on this Raikou, the better, especially considering that he has an Azumarill with potentially Aqua Jet. So, obviously I don't want to deal with that. But, nonetheless, I kind of feel like it was important to actually find out if this was actually Choice Scarfed or not. Because if it's Scarfed, then maybe I can actually be able to tell if I should use Weavile against this thing head on, as opposed to, like, in a reserved manner, Also, this Weevil doesn't have Ice Shard, so I should also know if it's important for me to send it out against Latios at all, So, yeah. Anyways, I do go for the Volt Switch, though. And now I'm gonna send in Wigglytuff here, because I kind of just want to, like, I'm kind of hoping that they go for Draco Meteor, because, I didn't want them to think that I just switch in Wigglytuff all willy-nilly. But unfortunately, the guy kind of saw it coming, and he just went for Psyshock, and that does a lot of damage to Wigglytuff. Now, I know that Wigglytuff is very frail defensively, and I believe this Wigglytuff was not invested in defense. So I honestly couldn't tell you if this actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm dumb once again. I was gonna say that I don't think I even knew that that this thing might have been specs, but I just sent in Wigglytuff, and this Wigglytuff actually had Frisk, so I was able to actually see the item. So yeah, here I hard switch immediately because I didn't want to just get 2-hit KO by the Psy Shock, and I'm just gonna send in Weavile. But unfortunately, my opponent ends up predicting me to switch out with this, obviously, and he just doubles and goes into Registeel, and that matchup is not really good for Weavile either, since I cannot one-shot this thing. So I have to make another predictable switch and go into Volcanion. This guy getting the upper hand on me very early on is kind of what's giving him a lot of momentum, honestly, which is actually really obnoxious. So here, he's going to be obnoxious again and set up the damn rocks, which is going to kind of play a role in this match, throughout this match actually. Quite a role actually. So unfortunately, I have a hard time thinking as to whether or not I should go for the flamethrower, because this guy has been calling out a lot of my attempts at anything, honestly. But once again, I decided to just keep on playing it safe here and just go for flamethrower, because I don't want to like over predict, honestly, and have him stay in and go for like earthquake or something. So if he's gonna go for earthquake, I might as well punish him for it by going for flamethrower. So, but he's not gonna do that. He's just gonna switch out, and I believe he's gonna go back into Latias, which is pretty complicated now that he got the rocks up, because now I think at this point I literally have to sack something. Basically here I'm putting in a 50-50 position, because I have to actually guess whether or not he's actually going to go for the Draco Meteor, or is he going to predict my Wigglytuff to switch in again. And I believe here I actually do get the call right this time, and he does try to go for the Draco Meteor. I think that's kind of what's nice about the Frisk on this Wigglytuff, is that I now know that this thing is spec, so... But the problem is that this is still a Latios, and it's still a 50-50, like, given the amount of damage Psyshock did. It's because I forgot that in this game, because it's Sword and Shield and not Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, this thing can get Psyshock now, so... I think I knew that at the time too, honestly, but I was just kind of hoping he wouldn't run it, but yeah. So, yeah, here he's going to switch out, because obviously he doesn't want to deal with his shenanigans. I kind of anticipated him to switch out, because it's locked in the Draco Meteor. I don't think he wants me to get any sort of advantage, so I just decided to Baton Pass right here. And here, I believe I'm going to try to go for the... I believe it's the Runerigus, yeah. I think it's the Runerigus, yeah, because... I do resist the poison moves, and if it goes for a fairy type move, I think Runerigus can take it fairly well, given that most Weezings aren't usually invested offensively, and if they are, then I don't think it would do that much anyway, so I don't know. But anyways, he's gonna go for Toxic Spike, so this Hazard Stacky is actually kind of like getting, you know, pretty obnoxious for me. Like, I will admit that I was actually getting kind of desperate here, actually, because unfortunately, I don't think I even have anything to like remove the hazards on this team. In fact, I was kind of hoping he wouldn't hazard stack me, but it appears that's exactly what he did, so that is a rip me and a half. Here, I think here I just tried to go for the Earthquake. I wanted to go for Trick Room, but I felt like I was not in condition to do so as long as the Azumarill was there, so the Azumarill should at the very least take damage beforehand, so before I actually try to do anything funny, you know. So yeah, and interestingly enough, he actually does switch in the Azumarill for some reason. I guess he just didn't want the Weezing to go down or take any damage for that matter. So now I'm just gonna be deciding whether or not I want to switch out here, which obviously I will. I just need to know into what. I think I end up sending in the Tangrowth here actually though, just because, you know, I think it's the obvious switch in here. I could also go into Volcanion if I predict the water move, because that'll actually, you know, like allow Volcanion to do stuff. But I decided to go into Tangrowth either way, so just to probably like see if he actually tries to set up anything. So here, I don't remember what he went for here. I think it was knockoff maybe. Yeah, knockoff. Okay, yeah, he goes for the knockoff. Okay. And okay, knocks out my leftovers. And I think here I go for the Giga Drain. Yeah, I think I go for the Giga Drain. I was considering knockoff because I was anticipating a switch, but I think to play it safe, I think I go for the Giga Drain. looking at the scrolling, the leech seed tells me that maybe I was gonna try to go for the leech seed as well, but no, I'm pretty sure I went for the Giga Drain here. Yeah, I did. So yeah, but I think he switches out obviously because I don't think he wants to let this thing go down either. Because this thing has a priority move, I'm pretty convinced. So that means I don't think he will want to let this go down just yet. So okay, he's gonna send in the Wheezing, which is, it's kind of annoying, yeah, because he has the rocks up, he has the toxic spikes up, so every time I switch in something, it's just gonna be taking damage. So I think I do switch out here, I'm just not really sure into what. It might, no, I don't think it's the Weavile. It's gotta be either the Runerigas again or the Volcanion, one of the two. Okay, it's the Volcanion. Volcanion comes in. And I want to believe that maybe I go for the Steam Eruption here. But I'm not sure. He's gonna switch out though, so. And go back into this. Okay, never mind. So I do switch in Volcanion, but he ends up switching again, calling out one of my switches. And Volcanion Latios is, given that I know this thing is specs and has Draco Meteor, obviously I don't want to stay in on this, so I'm thinking once again, what the hell do I want to send in? I think I just send back the Tangrowth and just try to sack that, honestly. Oh no, actually, I think I sack Wigglytuff first. Because once again, I think I just have to make this call again of whether or not it's going to go for Draco Meteor or not. And I was kind of hoping it would not go for Draco Meteor. I could have probably switched in Tangrowth as well, and then switched Weavile if he actually ended up going for the Psyshock, but like I kind of didn't want to risk it taking a Draco Meteor and then losing it, because I felt like I might have needed the Tangrowth later. So I ended up sacking the Wigglytuff instead, which kind of sucks because that means this Wigglytuff didn't really get to do anything other than just pivot around, honestly. So that kind of blows. And now this losing Wigglytuff is kind of bad, because now this means that this, every time this Latias comes in, is now going to start being able to set up or just spam Draco Meteor now. Almost all the time. In fact, all the time. As soon as it comes in, just Draco Meteor switches out. He has a lot of mons to be like sacking if he wants to just keep on going for Draco Meteor, which he can now that Wigglytuff is gone. So that really blows. Here, this is a part in the match where I get kind of desperate because of the fact that I came in with this Weavile taking poison damage, which was healed by the Lumberry, but I still took rocks damage. So I figured if I switch this thing out, I'm going to take the rocks damage and get the poison again. So what I ended up doing here was actually going for the Swords Dance, knowing fully well he was going to switch out. And then he then goes into this Registeel, and this is where I'm like, I'm still not sure if I even made the right play. Probably not, honestly. Because what I end up going for here is just the low kick. And you saw that I went for this pretty quickly, like almost without thinking, basically. And this ends up costing me pretty badly, I'm pretty sure. Because I go for low kick. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. Like I was thinking that maybe I could have taken it out. And if it survived, maybe it would just not have anything to take on Weavile. Like, it wouldn't have a fighting type move. It wouldn't have Iron Head. But it had something much worse. It had Body Press, which, I'll be honest with you, sometimes on old mons like Registeel, I kind of forget that they can get that move, honestly. But, you know, it is what it is. And I forget a lot of stuff anyway, so, like, how is that anything new? So, anyways, I lose Weavile, which is terrible, because that thing could have actually taken care of Latios and the Blacephalon, but now I don't have it. It's because, truth be told, is that the rocks and the poison, the toxic spikes were just getting kind of like on my nerves, and I didn't like the idea of having to switch out Weavile after sending up a Swords Dance. Sending him, although I could have actually sent him Volcanion, either that or the Tangrowth, honestly, because Tangrowth could have actually went for the Leech Seed, and, you know, have it like drain its HP, force him to switch out, and maybe even predict him and just constantly go for Leech Seed and recover every time he switches out. Like, I could have done this like in various other ways rather than just going for the Swords Dance and trying to go for the low kick, hoping it would take it out, when most likely I wouldn't. This Weavile wasn't even adamant, I'm pretty sure, because I actually knew that the Latios would come in, so... Yeah, like there was various ways I could have handled this situation. Like here, I don't think I was even thinking straight. I think I was just way too laser focused on the hazards that I just decided to make this like this swift decision, and it ended up costing me, of course. So yeah, it is what it is. Losing Weeva is a big blow, honestly, because honestly, this only complicates the match for me. Here he comes with his Latios again, which I could have just sent in Weevil, but now I just am basically now in an encrucijada like always. So okay, here I obviously decide to stack Tangrowth now because I decided to actually, you know, like once I lose this Tangrowth, what I wanted to do here is basically send out the Hydreigons because, you know, it's gonna be at -2. And even if he chooses to stay in and go for more Draco meters, I just wanted to get the Trick Room up. I wanted to believe that after a -2, even if it's specs, that I can actually at least take the Draco meter to just, you know, proc the Trick Room. And then start attacking things and hopefully take out like most of his mons at the very least while in Trick Room. Because if he still has a lot of mons in his team while the Trick Room is, or after the Trick Room is gone, then obviously it would just become complicated for me. And in fact, I think that could actually allow him to win the match because I'm pretty sure he's going to just keep switching out the Latios and bring it back in every time. So basically I'm trying to like keep that Latios in check, basically. Latios, damn it, not Latios. But yeah. So here we go. I'm going to go for the Trick Room. He's definitely going to want to switch out. Although it is possible he'd want to stay in just to get damage, but I do think he's going to switch this thing out because this is kind of his win condition given how powerful it is, and because, you know, Draco meter, as long as the Wigglytuff's not around, doesn't have to worry about 50-50 anymore. He's going to send out this thing, and here, you know, the usual. Just go for Earthquake. In fact, I think after Trick Room here, I just start spamming Earthquake. I believe he has this Weezing. He has the Azumarill, which already took damage. He has the Latios, or the Latios, jeez, I don't know why the hell I keep messing up certain names, damn it. And I believe he also has the what was that other? The Blacephalon, yeah, that too. I think the only mon I took out right now was the Registeel. Yeah, I took it out with the Volcanion. In Flamethrower, yeah. But what was the other mon? I forgot what his other mon was. Yeah, here he switches out. At this point, I just go, oh, Terrakion, there we go. Okay, so he sacks Terrakion for some reason, which I'm okay with. And this is where it gets kind of odd because he switched this thing in to sack it, but then he ends up bringing back the Weezing. Like, I don't really see what he accomplishes with that, honestly. If anything, that only causes him to take more rocks damage and only reduce his chances of surviving the Earthquake, as opposed to just letting it stay where it was. Because at this point, there's really no reason for me to actually not go for Earthquake. Well, he could send in the Latios. And in fact, I think he could have like tried to schmix me a little bit while I was in Trick Room, but maybe he wanted to play it safe, honestly, and just didn't want to risk because I think he felt like the Latios was important. So I guess that's why he never like tried schmixing me during the Trick Room turns. Because he could have done that and like had some of his mons not get sacked in basically, and he would have been in an advantage, but maybe he didn't feel like they could get the job done, I don't know. Although that switching was kind of weird though. Maybe it was just to buy time, honestly, because he really felt like he didn't need Weezing or something, I don't know. But then if he didn't need it, he would have just let it go down, no? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't understand that play, but you know, it is what it is. So here, again, Earthquake is all I can do basically. If he has Aqua Jet, I'm just kind of hoping he can live it. And from the looks of it, I don't live it. It's not even a crit, so yeah, it might have just KO'd. I couldn't tell you if this was Choice Banded or not. I think it does turn. I think it does turn out to be though. Particularly because I send in Raikou here. Yeah. But then I think I switch it out because I wanted to see if he was actually choiced into Aqua Jet. Yeah, I think that's what happened then. Which I honestly think was probably a mistake, actually. Yeah, I sent in this Raikou, but I think it was a mistake to send this Raikou in, actually. Not sure why I sent it out, especially considering I just saw that it went for Aqua Jet. I think under any circumstance here, I should have went for Volcanion. So this was another misplay, actually, that I made here. Aside from staying in with Weavile at +2 to low kick the Registeel, this other play of sending in Raikou after my Runerigus went down was probably a mistake. The reason for it is because it takes rocks damage and gets toxic spiked. So now I have to switch back in the Volcanion, which, yeah, it doesn't take any damage, but like my Raikou took damage. And I think it was very, very important for me not to have my Raikou take any damage, because from the, at least not more than once, because I end up, how do you say, you know, when I switch it back in, it's going to take even more rocks damage, basically increasing the chances of him being able to take me out with the Draco Meter. Because I was hoping that with the Assault Vest, I'd be able to just, you know, take a Draco Meter, Shadow Ball it, put it in range for Volcanion to just take it out. Yeah. I don't know why it, well, yeah, no, I don't know why I sent in the Raikou when Runerigus went down. But that was a misplay, yeah, for sure. Here, I just take out this Azumarill, which allows him to once again bring that damn Latias. Which, here, I would have switched in Raikou, and then I would have gone for Shadow Ball if I survived the Draco Meter. Yeah, because I would have to switch it out and take a Draco Meter, obviously. And possibly the Toxic Poison. From there, I wouldn't be able to tell you if I actually would be able to survive it or not. Like, if I wouldn't be able to survive it in time for me to go for that Shadow Ball. Not sure. Even if I did get the Shadow Ball off, it would still live, I think. Or maybe not, actually. Oh, no, because it's kind of low in health, actually. So probably not. I think I could have just sent in the Raikou and just gone for the Shadow Ball and clean up, maybe even. But I did not end up doing that. So that does kind of blow. I would have lost this Raikou to this Latios. No, wait a minute. Oh no, but that was only if I survived the Shadow Ball, no? Yeah. If I survived the Shadow Ball, or not the Shadow Ball, the Draco Meter, I would have gotten the Shadow Ball off, taken out this Latios. And if the Blacephalon is faster than my Raikou, and takes it out with whatever, then the Volcanion could have come in. And then maybe take it out that way. Yeah, but as you can see, obviously I didn't end up doing that. I ended up losing the Raikou. And I am forced to take another Draco Meter because of it. And I am going to go for the Flash Cannon to take it out. I was going to go for Steam Eruption on the off chance he decides to switch out. But he doesn't end up doing that, obviously. He just stays in and just goes for the Draco Meter even at -2. Because he wanted to get as much damage as possible for them to Blacephalon to come in and just, you know, dish out the final blow, possibly. This damage was actually yeah, it was a lot less than I thought it would be. Or a lot more than I thought it would be, actually. Like, I was kind of hoping it would do much less. So this thing being specs actually proved to be a lot more, you know, beneficial for him than anything else that I was expecting. So rip me on that front. So now he's going to send out his final mod here. And that's the Blacephalon. Blacephalon, jeez. And I believe he's just going to finish me off with the Shadow Ball. I tried to go for Steam Eruption, but obviously, from where it's at, it's not going to be able to take it. I was hoping it would be able to survive it, but obviously, if this is not AV. If it was AV, it would have been able to survive it, but I would have been taking hazards damage, so it was not looking too good for me at that point, so yeah. I lost this shit 1-0, which is unfortunate, because I misplayed a few times, like a couple times, but those misplays were kind of huge. They kind of made the match much more complicated for me, and it ended up costing me big time, so that kind of sucks, obviously. That's not much to say, but yeah, that's going to be the whole match. Thank you for watching it, of course, and hope to catch you guys for the next match. Actually, something worth noting actually is that for the next match, it's actually going to be week 6 of the PAC League for Sword and Shield actually, as opposed to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Probe. Reason for it is because the opponent that I had for week 6 in the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pro branch was actually, he decided to drop out. So obviously, because we're late into the season, there's going to be no replacements, which means I don't get any match for that week. I just get a forfeit win, and that's that basically. If there was like a Cherry Man Cake 2.0, I would have probably been able to get him to like battle me or some shit, but none of that exists in the PAC League. So basically, I just gotta, you know, take the forfeit win. So when I get back to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pro, we're gonna basically start from week 7 basically. But for now, it's just gonna be week 6 of the Sword and Shield side of the PAC League. So just keep that in mind. So, but anyways, take it easy and have yourselves a good one.